Hello, friends. Happy Tuesday. It is my Christmas is over, so I am post holiday and I'm hanging out here on a snow day. So, if you see a lot of light coming through the window, it's not snowing just now, but we've had some big fluffy flakes falling down, and it's not enough to be a problem, just enough to be pretty. So, I guess I'll have to dream of something else since I got a white Christmas. um, after my Christmas is over, but for the real Christmas. Hi. I have some things to tell you, some things to show you, and let me pull up my list. I didn't get everything quite pulled up when I wanted it to, because I had to restart my computer, which took longer. Blah, 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 blah. So I had Christmas with my grandkids, which was lovely. Not all of them came. One was sick, so one child and one daughter-in-law stayed home. But I had 3 of my 4 grandchildren and one of my children here, one daughter-in-law, and we had a wonderful time. See the food plan. Tried to keep it simple. We did Chinese for lunch. So like fried rice and egg drop soup and lettuce wraps and pot stickers and egg rolls. So we have competing allergies. I have grandchildren with a nut allergy and grandchildren with a milk allergy. So Asian food is great. Leaving all packages, all recipes, and all ingredients out to be inspected by the parents. Let's see, the next for dinner, we had sauerbraten, which was fabulous. Let me pull up the chat. So that we got raving thumbs up. That's one of my kids' favorites. So we had sauerbraten and spätzle and red cabbage and rolls. And then we have our traditional Christmas chocolate fondue party. So yeah, that's a lot of food for a 7-hour visit, but it was nice. And it was great seeing the kids with the best present ever. And the cousins on one side loving on the baby on the other. And it was just, it was a wonderful time. So let's see, the comments are coming on. So hello, Patty. I think you're in Ohio, and my Pittsburgh people tell me it's raining out that way. So I'm guessing you don't have snow. And Cindy, I think you're too far north for snow. And Carol, I think you might be right in the thick of it. So maybe you're getting a white Christmas. So Carol, it depends on where I'm somewhat north of the snow line, but I'm the southern tip of my county, so I got snow. Anyway, that's my day. I'm home working and getting some little stuff done. I had every goal of getting a newsletter out, which now the new goal is getting it out by Friday with new content. But I can tell you some secrets that are going to be coming out in Friday's newsletter, things I just didn't get done. Let's see. Cindy, you may get some rain, but nothing yet. Yeah, we got maybe 2 inches of snow and enough for me to just get a picture. I'm going through some old courses and some of my color blocks quilts. I have all my color block quilts, but some of them don't have all the photographs of them. So I found one quilt that has no photograph of it. And I was able to throw my snowball quilt out into the snow and get a good picture just now. So that was lovely. See, Carol, yes, white in time for Christmas. That's what I'm hearing. No snow, just damp weather. That's what I'm hearing, at least from the Pennsylvania side of your border. I'm not sure where you are in Ohio, but my son was a Buckeye, so I've been all over Ohio, and I'm originally from Pittsburgh, so kind of know the area. So Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy Christmas preparation. Carol, more on Friday. And yeah, don't really care about Friday snow. I do for you. I care for you. For me, I have an infusion Friday. I'm going to be unconscious anyway, and my husband will drive me if it is a snowy weather. So that's what I got. For me, that day doesn't exist on the calendar. I'm just going to be asleep. And my husband's off work that day, and he said, "Well, I'll come sit with you." I'm like, "Why? Why? To sit and watch me sleep for 6 hours through an infusion? That's kind of dumb." But if he wants to drive me, I'll let him. He just doesn't need to sit there and stare at me while I'm going with an infusion. So, yeah, so Christmas was wonderful. Then I had a couple recovery days from that. Let's see, Jeanette, you are using your new Fire Stick that your son helped me install. Sorry, I just got an important text, which changes what I can show you. I'm impressed that you think I know what that means. No, Fire, I think, is something you put in your TV to show things on a television. So yay for sons who help. My kids live 100 miles away from me, north and east. And fortunately, my husband's technologically sound, so I get my help that way. But everything I do is on my computer or on my phone. I don't do anything on the big TV, but I'm glad that it's working for you. My town was built around an IBM plant, and 30 years ago, it was all IBM employees. IBM has significantly left the region after layoffs and moving and stuff like that, and sold off what remained of the plant. But 30 years ago, the joke was, you're married to an engineer when you need a book of instructions to learn how to turn on the television, because you have to turn on the receiver and the speakers, and it has all the plugs in I've never used the television just because it gets very complicated. So I'm very comfortable with my computer. I'm glad the TV works for y'all. And I'm so glad you got the help. It's good when the kids are helpful. The most help I get from my kids is knitting, actually, because my daughter and her wife both knit. When I have some knitting questions, I can call them for help. So let me see what else I have on my list of things to tell you. I was just getting some permissions to be allowed to show photos. So what else do I have here? My purchases. What did I buy this week? Well, we're limiting it to what arrived this week because I bought more than this. But this is what arrived. I got this yummy box in the mail. So I subscribe to Primitive Gatherings cotton, which means like quilts, rather than wool, because I have like wool appliques. They have a wool applique box and a quilt box, and it comes every other month, and it's like $45. So I'm really, it's my present to myself all year long. And it came on Tuesday, like after I talked to you, I think Tuesday. Yeah. Wednesday, came Wednesday. So I think this is most of what I got. I might have given away a few things out of it because I had my guild Christmas party and there were some little fun things in there. So the big thing that came, oh wait, was this that? This might have been the Christmas box rather than my cotton box. Not sure. Anyway, yeah, I think this was the Christmas box. So I got this quilt pattern. And it says, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. This is a $100 Christmas gift box I bought for myself. So I did not get my December gift box yet. This is Summer Sunrise. It is 56 by 72 inches, and it is navy blue and a very light tan gray and peach. And it makes this quilt, which will be really pretty. And inside of it is something cool. It is washi tape that looks a lot like the quilt. So they must know I like washi tape. Patty, yes, I will get to the mystery quilt. And 75 and sunny, no. I'm not going to see 75 of anything for a long time, but I'm glad you're enjoying it. But we get a white Christmas, which I like it. So that's one thing I got in my Christmas box. I got some caramels that I gave to my kids. I got a couple little gifty things, key tag, a little sign. I got, oops, it fell out. call this Quilt Seeds, and it's 8 fat quarters. I think this is from her. I'm not sure if it's all from one line or not, but it's 8 different fat quarters. So I'll be making a quilt out of that. And I got some triangle papers. These are, does it say 15? Does it say what size it is? 2-inch finished. So I have a whole bunch of those now. So I have these quilts to make, and that's what's came in the mail. What I'm still expecting is my December cotton box. I'm expecting my, and then other things I may or may not have purchased. In my defense, if you bought gift certificates, you got another one free, and I just spent a free gift certificate, so I didn't really spend any money. Anyway, so that's what I got that was new. I think if I get enough done by Christmas Day, we're not doing a whole lot. It's just my husband and I. So I think I might just start a new quilt because I can, rather than trying to be righteous and do something that is for content or to finish something that's already started. I may say, oh, this is my free pass, my hall pass, to start a new quilt just because I want to. So that's what's new. What did I start? So this is my desk knitting, and it wasn't really a start, it was a restart. So I got this yarn. This is an ombre green from Colorful Stitches, which is a knitting store up in the Berkshire Mountains in Lenox, Massachusetts. Except since I bought it there in 23, maybe? Yeah, 23, it moved to Williamsburg, Virginia. So I went to their new location when I was just there. So I pulled this out because I needed some travel sewing. And then I realized mine was really bad. So I unwound the whole thing, which is why it's wound around here, and started over. This is a Stephen West knitting pattern. And it's called Dotted Rays. And these rays just get further. There's dots every so often, and then it gets further apart, and it's made at a weird angle. So my last one was kind of not really in line, and this one is much straighter. So this is kind of my desk knitting for a while. So that's what I started. Where's my list of what other things to talk about? Now, what's neat about the Dotted Rays is that when I was in Virginia Beach, there's an aquarium there, and they actually had dotted rays, like manta rays, the fish, the big flat fish. They were dotted. So I'm like, I've seen dotted rays. I just saw those. Well, Krista, Merry Christmas. I'm glad to see you. And Christmas is the holiday I celebrate. So I'm talking about Christmas, but happy to you. If I think you're finishing celebrating Hanukkah or any other holidays that fall at this time of year, just happy celebration and family. But I do talk about Christmas because that's the holiday that I celebrate. So Merry Christmas and all other holidays as well. Family, faith, food, fun, all of those things. What else is new to talk about? Facebook Live. Things I have finished. And I just got a text of permission to show you one of these photos. So let me pull it up. Let me pull up some photos. That's what the text got in. I had to send the picture to my daughter-in-law to see if it was okay to show a photo. So let me share this. I made a bear bonnet for my grandson. He's my youngest currently, although I have another one coming anytime now. And it was hard. I hopefully you can see that. Let's see. There we go. So that is my grandson. I had to see if it was okay with mom that I put out a picture of my grandson with his face covered because, babies and children and internet, their parents get to make the rules. So that's my grandson. He's a little over 6 months old, and I made him that bear bonnet. So it's even cuter when his face is shown, but I like the little bear sticker I put over it. And those piggy toes and the Oshkosh overalls, because this grandma has enough money for Oshkosh overalls for life and Carhartt overalls for life for the little boys. I have one granddaughter, and we got her some sparkly shoes. And I only have one granddaughter out of all my grandchildren. And I'm like, Grandma's got sparkly shoe money for you. So now my shopping, all the automatic ads they send me are now for little girl sparkly shoes. And I'm like, bring it on, because I only have one granddaughter and I will be here for the shoes. So this hat was hard. It has I-cord, which is those strings hanging down. It had an I-cord cast off at the back. It had German short row shaping. There was Kitchener stitch on those ears. There was a lot to this little hat. Ugh. But it was done. Now, the other thing is I have another grandchild coming and I still have yarn. So I'll be making another one of those. Love the overalls. Me too. Carhartt and Oshkosh. Things I couldn't afford whenever I had kids because I was young and broke. And we shopped at the thrift store and all the stuff as young couples do. But I can supply every size of Oshkosh. Like I need an auto ship, like the grandma auto ship. Like every 6 months, send another pair of another size type of thing would be great. They should come up with the grandma gift Oshkosh box for the babies. And I made him a cardigan to go with those overalls. That the cardigan still fits. I got him a shirt to go with it. It's still too small. It's too small already. So that's one thing I finished and for Christmas. And another thing I finished for Christmas, let me find it. Where is it? Where is it? It should be here. Talk amongst yourselves. Is it back here further? Okay, it might still be on my phone. Let's see. Anyway, all that it was is another baby book, another fabric book. But so that'll show up on my blog because that's what I'm doing right now. But I'm glad my daughter-in-law just gave me permission to show the picture of the bear hat and the little bear face on my grandson, who is adorable. So that's what I finished. Let's see what else is on the list. What is coming up? 2 firm things and one kind of a little nebulous thing. So let me pull up one more page. I don't know why it's doing this to me. I want to pull up the right page, but it's being annoying. Sorry, computers, blah. All right, I'm in place. I will share this with you now. Yes, this one. So this is Here Be Dragons Mystery Quilt Along. And on January 3rd, Eastern time, because I live in New York, it is a mystery quilt along. Now, a mystery quilt is you don't know what it's going to look like until you're done. Now, Bonnie Hunter is the queen of the mystery quilt. I've done many Bonnie Hunter mystery quilts that start around Thanksgiving and end into the new year. And it's 82 million pieces, I say with respect and love. I love Bonnie. We're friends. Bonnie and I are actual and real life friends. I love Bonnie. But this mystery quilt is the opposite of Bonnie's. It's one that you can actually accomplish in a couple hours. So I'm going to give you 5 clues. So it's going to be the first clue is cutting your fabric. The second clue is making something. Third clue is making something. Fourth clue is making something. And fifth clue is the reveal. And those 5 clues will be at noon, 1, 2, 3, and 4 on January 3rd, Eastern Time, New York. In this class, you have to enroll in this course. Now, when you click enroll in the course, you can click free or you can click for $10. Click the free one. It's only going to be $10 if you don't participate in real time. So it's later on. So click the free one and enroll in the course. Things that you need. So here's the schedule. Every hour I will put in, you've joined the class, you will go back to this class and a new lesson will be turned on. I'm going to turn it on every hour. I will also be live just like this on Facebook and YouTube, talking about what's going on in each of the lessons and then the reveal. So here's the course curriculum, fabric suggestions. So this is what I chose for my first quilt. And these are in order 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1 is my background color. I chose a solid white. Then I have a yellow dot with bright green. I have a green print. I have some medium print, not a large print. I have a small red print, and then I have a solid black. So those are the 5 colors I've chosen for my first one. Another fabric pool is coming. Let me come back to you. Okay. Jeanette, have I thought about making knitted pants for your grandchildren? Knit Girls has been making them recently, has been talking about them on her YouTube. I will make a note of that. Let me write that. Laura from Knit Girls. I'm just going to make a note to myself. Laura from Knit Girls knitted pants. Okay, just made a note of that. Thanks for that. You bought your fabric last weekend? I can't wait to see what you got. If anyone wants to put their fabric pools into Debbie Brown's Machine Quilting Studio Facebook page, show us in there. We'd love to see what fabric you're going to use. So hopefully, Patty, did that answer your question? Sorry, I was just going back up to see who asked the question. Hopefully that answered your question on what the mystery quilt along was. So that is out there. You can sign up for that now. And then the newsletter I hope to have out on Friday, like I'll schedule it to go out while I'm at the hospital, will be for what's coming after that. Because last year I did 21 days from Quilt Top to Quilted, and I got sick in the middle of it and didn't finish it. So this year I'm doing the rest of it. And if you enroll now, or if you enrolled last year up till now, like until I get in there and change it, it's free. Otherwise, it's going to be a $30 class because I'm expanding it to be 30 days from Quilt Top to Quilted. So I don't have to do a whole class. I just have to stay healthy for that long. And it's already been Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 3 days since I've seen my grandchildren, and I haven't come down with the plague yet. So chances are good. So Patty, how much of each fabric? Hold on. Let's share this. So that was my fabric pool. Let me see. In the class, it says what the materials are. So fabric 1, 1.5 yards. Fabric 2, 1 yard. Fabric 3, 1 yard. Fabric 4, 3/4 yards. Fabric 5, 1 yard. And then you need 3/4 yards of something for binding. So 1.5 yards of your background, 1 yard of everything else. And this is in print. You can download and print this off. The quilt is 60 by 60, and that information is in the class for you. Okay, so let me stop sharing that. Hopefully that answered your question. Yeah, I try to make it so that the information is where you can find it. And if I don't have it somewhere, let me know. Because we had a snow last Sunday, and I'm in charge of all the computer stuff for my church. So I'm like, where would people go if they were trying to figure out if church was closed? Patty, no, that's not what I meant at all. It's in there. I had to double check that it was in there. I just wanted to make sure where it was. It's in there so you can print it out and take it fabric shopping with you. And I wanted to show you a picture of what my 5 fabrics are. And when I pull another 5, I'll put another picture. I'll add it to the course for you, and probably put it on social media. So I'll be advertising this class, and then I'll be advertising the 30 days from Quilt Top to Quilted. So you should go to Debbie Brown Quilts, click my online classes button, and go enroll. If you already enrolled last year in 21 days, it's the same course. I'm just changing the name. So you're already in it. It's already free. You don't have to do anything. But I am going to take the content out and then put it back out daily. So there'll be a slight disruption in the force while I'm redoing and finishing the class for you. I know some of you have been patiently waiting for that. So that's what's on my list to do between now and January 6th. See, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th is Tuesday. That's when it'll start. So definitely enroll. This is your hint. Enroll in the 21 days from Quilt Top to Quilted, which will eventually turn into, like in the next couple days, I'll turn it into 30 days from Quilt Top to Quilted, like before Friday. So enroll now. And I'll have that information going out in your newsletter on Friday. And then it'll be just a reference from finishing your quilt tops, showing last year's quilt and this year's quilt. Now, last year's quilt is currently, last year's mystery quilt is called Blanket Fort. And if you go to DebbieBrownQuilts.com, click online classes, the class is in there. And I believe the class is normally, it's $10 for the pattern, but right now it's $5 until this class is done, until this mystery is over. So you can get the pattern a little cheaper if you don't already have it. Heather, you're on my mind. That you were exactly who I was thinking of. I'm ready for you. What happened was I finished the first quilt and put it out, finishing with your walking foot. And the second quilt, I had a little problem with the quilt, and then I just didn't get it done. Had to go to Mom's, and things just got a little squirrely. So there you go. Cindy, let you in a small amount of time, but hopefully this scratches your itch. Last year, the smallest piece was 4-inch finished. This year, the smallest piece is 3-inch finished. And it was fun. So that's what I have going on. That's January 3rd, the first Saturday. And once you're in the class, you're in it forever. It will eventually cost $10, but don't, like, for people who buy it next year. But it's free for now. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. This is my gift to you. And then we're going to run right into 30 days from Quilt Top to Quilted. And that will take us in through February. And then I have something fun planned for March. Because the 30 days isn't going to be 30 consecutive days. It's going to be 4 to 5 days a week. And it's just going to be 30 lessons over 4 to 5 days a week as I get them out. So that's what I have going on. All that information, I figured I could rush to get it out by tomorrow. Who's going to read it tomorrow? So I'll rush to get it out by Friday. And then you'll have that time, almost 2 whole weeks, to get ready for the 30 days from Quilt Top to Quilted. So that's what I have new for you. I'm currently quilting Ahoy Matey, which is December's color block pattern. Oh my word, Heather, you pulled your fabric with dragons in. Oh, I can't wait to see. That's going to be so cool. I thought of pulling like a gray aqua purple run to make it look like iridescent dragon scales. The quilt has nothing to do with dragons. It's just the name of the quilt. Like the blanket fort wasn't actually a blanket fort, which was last year's quilt pattern. But I was hoping somebody would do dragon fabric. So I can't wait to see it. And we'll talk about different ways to quilt your quilts and different techniques, like, talking about basting and a bunch of other things, knots and all the things you need to know to start and finish your quilt tops, so that you go from, I have a quilt top, now what? So that's what I have going on. I'm currently going through all of my color block quilt classes and finishing them up. So like, what doesn't have a good picture in it? Like today, I was just able to get a picture because, hello, it's snowing. Where did it go? Let me show you this. Where is it? Okay, here I am. Share window. I realized in 2021, I never had a good picture of the snowball quilt. So I grabbed my snowball quilt and I threw it out on the back deck. Now I had to crop it close here because I didn't want you to see my footprints in the snow. But that quilt is currently drying because I just threw it over the line in my laundry room because it was laying on snow. But I just took a picture of that today. I'm currently I'm going to go through all of my color block quilts this year, classes this year, and finish them up. So anything that's missing, anything that got overlooked. And then I'm going to focus more on new courses that will be going into As the Bobbin Turns, if you're a subscriber. And then once they're done, they'll be released. So you'll get them in dribs and drabs as a subscriber, and otherwise we'll have a release date. So Patty, thank you very much. You too. I hope you all have wonderful Christmas, whether it's big and loud and full of family, whether it's quiet and contemplative, or for my husband and I, we're just having a day at home for the two of us. So I'm thinking there'll be some football and there'll be some video games and there'll be some quilting, and then I have an infusion on Friday. So we're not going anywhere to do anything. We're just going to settle at home, and it'll be lovely for what it is, a quiet Christmas. But I'm glad we have a fresh layer of snow outside, it's only about that much, and it'll just be enough for color. It's like that much, just enough for some color over the brush in the yard. So that's what I have. Take some time for yourself in the midst of all of this to really contemplate why you celebrate what you're celebrating, whatever your faith tradition is. Let it be a joyous season. I hope you get to spend time with family, and if not, I hope you get to enjoy spending time with yourself. If you are with family, just remember, people are more important than presents. People are more important than food. I wasn't feeling well for our Christmas celebration. So I had all these things I wanted to do, and the list just kept getting shorter. As I said, doesn't need to be done, doesn't need to be done, doesn't need to be done, because I figured everyone would have a better Christmas if I wasn't stressed out of like, ooh, I didn't get that done. Oop, that's not quite right. Oop, I'm sorry, that's not perfect. I just kept moving the bar lower and lower so that we all got to have a really chill Christmas with the grandkids, and everybody had a wonderful time. So take some time for yourself. Throw some things off the list. They just don't need to be done. So take care of yourselves. I will be back here again 2:30 next week on Tuesday, and I will tell you more. Look for a newsletter. If you don't subscribe to my newsletter, go to DebbieBrownQuilts.com. There should be a pop-up. If not, scroll to the bottom. It'll say subscribe to my email or subscribe to my newsletter. And it'll keep you up with all that is going on. So until I see you again next week, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a very Merry Christmas. And I'll see you on Tuesday at 2:30. Happy quilting.